tempted to put the girls out in the backyard today. Jeremy's gonna be working from home. This grass is really long. I may do that tomorrow because they could benefit from being out here. I didn't ask him, and I hate to give him an extra responsibility with the girls. Sunrise is really beautiful this morning. Can't help but it is. Fall gets the best sunrises around here. Good morning, Shrubbers. Good morning. I don't like that the bear is not here to greet me. I do not have time for an escape Pyrenees this morning. See, I'm not escape mama. There you go, Shrub. There you go. Is this your hideout spot now? Looks like the dog ate all his. I fed the other cat family double last night, so I'm hoping that their bowl isn't completely empty this morning. Trying to get a gauge for how much food they need. It's almost doubled what they've been eating. And I don't know if that's just because she's out playing, so she's hungry, versus being cooped up. Yeah, there's still food in here. They're all under my feet. There you go, guys. Good morning, girls. Let's have breakfast. They're taken care of. The kitties are a little wild this morning. They're playing and running around. Funny. These two figured it out. Nobody seems to challenge them for that food. Good morning, Piggles. Good morning. Let's go, come on. Danny Piggle is always the first one done. These guys better hurry up. Should be over here trying to eat their breakfast. What did I tell ya? They were almost done. And they'll go clean up whatever she left her bowl. Did you come to see what was going on? It's just not enough breakfast. Mosquitoes all over my head today. Yesterday when I came out here, I had a really early meeting. I forgot and I got up like a normal time and I needed to leave like 20 minutes earlier, which didn't happen, but I got there on time. Chief and Lucy had gotten stuck in the corral somehow. Like, I still have no idea how they got in there. I had to go out and free them. Where's my other cow? Why do I never have all four of these? Good morning. Come on. Come on, Gobbles. Come on, Lucy. I love how they just stand here and stare at me. I have to walk away for them to figure it out. Those boy goats know what's up. If you don't eat when mom lays it on the ground, you're not gonna get it, because Princess will eat it all. Today, we're gonna talk about whether or not you should own your own buck. I know there are a lot of people who can't, not able to house a buck, but I thought I'd talk about pros and cons of having a buck versus renting or doing AI or taking your girls over for a date to somebody. We've always owned our own buck, but there are a lot of things to consider with owning one, and we just kind of jumped in head first. We've had a buck on the property every year that we've bred. We've had different bucks, and just some of the things that are unique to them versus the girls. We spent a lot of time talking about the girls, how we care for them and maintain them. I thought we'd have a boys' day where we talked all about the boys. Cows have done such a good job of cleaning this pasture up. I'm so impressed with them. All that's left is pigweed. Everybody will eat the tops off the pigweed because that's where the protein is, but they just don't eat it all. Are we gonna talk about you? Are you guys the star of the show? We all know Luke's the star of the show, don't we? Stinky, stinky boys. All right, well, you guys look good. So bucks do stink. I think that's the biggest con that I read about with bucks was they smell really bad, and if you will smell them and if you have neighbors, they're not gonna appreciate stinky buck smell. It does smell, it is stinky, and if the wind blows the right way, you can smell it just about anywhere in our yard, but it's only for a certain like chunk of the year. Even Nigerians who can breed year round, the bucks don't stay rutted up, but like August through November. And once the girls are done cycling, they calm down. And bucks stink because they're gross and they pee on their face and their front legs because that smell is what the girls are attracted to. So if your buck is not stinky, he's probably not a very good buck. Hi guys, how's everyone? How's the giraffe? We're all gonna come see what's going on. You guys have full water. Check the water in here. Check the kitties' water. The dog has pushed open the gate today and there's dirt everywhere. Hi, kitties. Hi, buddy. I'd say the biggest pro for me in having a buck is being able to plan breeding season out the way that I want. I can breed my girls at any time because my bucks are here on the property. Also able to try out different genetic combinations and know every year like I'm getting a good quality pairing with my doe and buck. And it allows me some trial and error. A lot of times girls, they won't take on their first breeding because their heat won't be strong, and that means that the next month we can just try again and be able to keep 2 bucks for as many girls as I have. Makes breeding season a little bit less stressful. Hi, Chubbers. Where's the big doggy? Yes. Hello. Hello, big Flopper. Hello. Are you good? If you have to rent a buck or you take your girls over somewhere, that means you are limited in the amount of attempts that you get to breed a goat. I know a lot of people do what they call like driveway breeding. They bring their girl to the buck for a few hours. To me, that's a lot of trouble. I don't have that kind of time to take my does to someone else's house, whatever day I wake up in there and heat, to get them service. There are some people locally that do that. We have had people ask to do that with our bucks. I have mixed feelings about it, but I know that there are families that that's what works for them. They don't have a big enough space, so they rent a buck or they'll do a driveway breeding. But if it doesn't take, then you have to bring your goat back, or if it doesn't work and the goat's uncomfortable. So if you rent a buck and you bring them to your house, yes, you definitely want to get information on if they're tested for all manner of goat diseases. You want them to be wormed before they come on your property. Goats are mischievous, they'll escape. Someone else's animal that you are responsible for caring for, or you're sending your animal to a different farm and trusting someone else to take care of it. It's not that goat people are not responsible, but it's just a risk that you take that goat would get sick and that family wouldn't know that the goat was sick because they don't know your goat. So there's a lot of risk to me in transporting goats back and forth or bringing a goat on your property. Yes. It's a little pig. You guys have water. Mm-hmm. You. Hello, goats. Hello. Hi, buddy. And big pig. Pig, 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 pig. Pig, pig. Oh, you come out and see me today? Are you come out and see me today? That's a little pig. Say hi, Mom. I'm Sleepy Pig. Not that didn't last very long. Going back to nap. Thank you. Waffles is courting Link over here. Link's gonna tell him what's up. Like, nope, not interested. Poor Link. So the things about bucks, when they're in rut, they're pretty aggressive toward other animals. I've never had a buck be aggressive toward me, but this is pretty typical. Waffles was born in April. It's September, he's 6 months old. He's already has a lot of buck behaviors, especially since a lot of the girls have been in heat. But they have to have a goat friend. And you can have 2 bucks, or you can have a wether that you put with your buck. I like my 2 bucks being together. I find that the wethers get abused a little bit by the bucks. They're a little bit aggressive. It just kind of depends on your bucks and their demeanor. A lot of people talk about how bucks are, like, they're aggressive. They're really not aggressive toward people. My bucks are super sweet. They never try to headbutt me. The most that they want to do is just rub all over me. They enjoy getting me just as stinky as they are. Most bucks from good breeders are not gonna have nasty dispositions, and I really like their personality. I think all the yammering and courting they do with the girls is really fun and funny, and I really enjoy having them around. So I love buck behavior because I think it's hysterical. For me, the ease of it, of having them here, knowing they're disease-free, knowing they're healthy, knowing their personalities, me being the one to train them to come to a bucket, being able to control the breeding environment outweighs the stinkiness. You do have to have separate pens. You can't keep your buck in with your girls all year long. So if you're tight on space, it may not be practical. We planned when we built all of our pens and divided everything up that our bucks would have their own space. If you have limited space, it might be for you. Time to redose Tink with the wormers. She's starting to show that she probably still has a pretty heavy worm load now that those eggs have all hatched. Follow-up dose today for her. Come here, Tink. Oh, Mom's got you. Yep. Got some cud. Yeah, that's me. That smells bad. Okay. That was really gross. She's decided to hawk up her cud at the same moment that I put that in her mouth. That smelled awful, like rotten grass. But she didn't spit any of it out, so that's good. Poop is just loose, it's not runny like it was. It's not near as bad, but it does look like we're in for the long haul with her, treating these worms every 3 to 6 weeks until she's consistently better. Color has improved a lot. She looks overall a lot better. Still giving her the red cell supplements occasionally, but not super often. Another kind of con to having your own buck is that every once in a while you're gonna have to change up your genetics if you decide to keep any of his daughters. If you only have one buck and you decide to keep his daughters, then you're gonna have to have another buck to breed them. You could use a buck for a season and then need a new one. For us, we keep 2 bucks. It keeps our herd pretty genetically diverse. But if you were renting a buck or you were doing AI or something like that, then you would have the ability to use a different buck every time. I know Danelle over at Weedham and Reap has always been able to rent bucks in her area or take her goats to go visit a buck, and that has worked really well for her, to have lots of diversity in her herd. So then there's like the third option of having artificial insemination. There's nobody in our area that does it. That is something I think that's available in a lot of areas, which would mean you could basically have whatever genetics you wanted for a lot less cost overall than keeping a buck, but you have to have somebody in your area that knows how to do that and is willing to do it, and that is reasonably priced enough. I have found that most kind of mid-range genetic bucks are not super expensive. We paid $175 to $200 for our buck because everybody only needs one buck. Now a lot of breeders are really picky about what bucks they keep, and so you may find more expensive ones if they're only keeping 1 or 2 a year and they're weathering everybody else. But you also have overhead costs, another mouth to feed, vet bills, and all of that. buck care is a little bit different. I think I'm gonna do a whole video just on buck nutrition and health. So if you have affordable artificial insemination in your area, if it's easy for you to rent a buck and you're super comfortable doing that, that may be the cheaper option versus owning one. So a lot of things to think about. What's right for you may not be right for me. What's right for me is all based on where we are, the space we have, the number of female goats that I have, availability of bucks to rent, and just my work schedule, honestly. And I'll say bucks are a little bit more determined about escaping than girls are, and so if you don't have really great fencing, your girls a lot of times will stay in, and the bucks, if somebody's in heat, will do everything they can to get over to the girls. It happens to us at least once or twice a year that one of them gets out to come visit the girls. Thankfully their pen is really secure, so they don't end up in the goat pen. It's also something to consider. Okay, bud. Time for mom to cook dinner. Is it time for big dogs to get dog bones? Say, yes, all the time. To come out 15 minutes earlier now. Dark. It gets dark about 7:30, 7:45. Still lots of daylight though. It'll be harder when it's dark in the morning. I'm gonna have to do chores because it's starting to be somewhat dark. He's purring so loud, I don't know if you can hear him. You think he's poop fire? We have had the bugs this year. Bugs that I have never seen. Princess just headbutted Luke, making sure he's okay. It looked like it hurt his leg. Bucks, they're just not afraid of anything. It's super interesting to me that we had our bull in the front pasture, like a full grown bull, like not a bull calf, big old Angus bull, and they tried to mount him and he just tolerated it. Very strange. Our Angus bull, now he has a really great disposition, he's really chill, but still. We'll take night-night to the pigs. Hello, let's say good night to the pigs. Yes. Night-night, Mom. What do you think, Chatty Cathy? Oh, goodness. Good night. Alright, little goat. Night-night, little goat. Night-night, Link. What do you think, buddy? Good night. Good night, Waffles. Good night, Waffles. Are you guys all spread out? Is it time for night-nights? The night-night bunnies. We'll get a treat in a minute. Good night. Oh, hello. Giraffe. Night-night, Giraffe. What do you think, pregnant lady? What do you think? Hey, night. Look at all them babies. Here in a few weeks, you should be able to feel them. Probably toward the end of the month, about a month before she kids. We should occasionally be able to feel a little foot or something rolling around in there. Hello. Night night, Kiki. Night night, my goofy girl. Are you finally done being in heat? What you doing? Night night, Tweety girl. Look, you got some food in your teeth. Alright, night night, Poppers. Alright. Night night, best friend. Night night, Fernie. Our littlest girl doesn't care about night nights. No, night Tinker. Night nights, Padmes. Alright, Peps. Are you my last one? Night night, Pepperoni. Night, Pepper. Night, girls. See you tomorrow. This little annoying goat trying to mount you. And they pee on their face. That smells awful. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Your mama is a turd.